And we are live. It is episode number 82 of the podcast of The Shift. It's your boy Francisco, Nick Earnshaw to my right. I don't know if it's to your left or you're to your right. Probably to your right because I think it's the same as it is here as it is on everywhere else. But if you're listening, you're like, what are you talking about? Who cares? Well, look, man, we've got to cater to the video as well. The video version of the audience as well. So here we are. Nick, you know me, I always do these extended as dumb intros, but I mean the show wouldn't be where it is without it. Let's be honest.
Yeah, I mean, listen, I always look forward to a good Rojas intro that takes about 10 minutes too long. He goes into whatever, I know you listen before the show. I think we did the extended intro before the show because I know you were doing some overnights this week.
Right.
You were throwing elbows at your hardcore shows.
Yeah,
so listen, I'm a big fan of the extended Rojas intro, to say the least.
Thank you. Sorry, that was a little self-indulging. I said the show wouldn't be where it is without it. A little too much.
It wouldn't. It wouldn't. No,
but I appreciate it though.
I agree. That's something I actually agree with.
But by the way, you missed it great, man. Like yesterday saw two legendary Northeast hardcore bands killing time from New York. They're from the 80s. They were awesome. I was not singing a lot of the words. I didn't know a lot of the words, but there were about 100 people up front that were just following the vocalist to get the microphone to sing the words. It was fantastic. It was amazing. And then the band I was looking forward to seeing, Death Threat, they were amazing. So that's all I got on that. I know who wants to listen to that. You know me with the extension on the intros. I promise. We're going to talk baseball, which is what we're going to do right now. First off, by the way, it's disrespectful of me. How are you, Nick?
I'm doing fantastic. Fantastic.
You doing good?
Looking forward to opening day for sure.
Yeah.
Definitely.
As you have a Super Bowl shirt on.
I got a Phillies hat. I got
the but we see the Super Bowl logo, though. If you're really ready for opening day, you'd have your
you don't have anything on. You have nothing. What? You got nothing. What do you have on?
Let's see what I got.
You were zipped. You were zipped.
I got my False Salvation shirt on there.
Wow. Yeah. I don't want to hear a word.
I'm still excited. Yeah, you're right. You're
not even in the sports realm. I don't want to hear it.
Well, I might windbreaker shirt.
At least wear the Diamondbacks jersey today. I mean, come on. At least wear the Diamondbacks jersey for the season preview. I mean,
maybe opening day. Okay, maybe opening day. Actually, I won't be. I'll be wearing my Phillies jersey. By the way, I'm going to Phillies Nationals on Saturday.
Are you? Nice.
Yeah.
Dude, awesome.
Yeah, awesome. I go with my cousin. Cousin hit me up. He's like, yeah, let's go to the game. I'm like, sure.
Look at you. Yeah. That'll be fun. What are you doing for opening day?
Right. But no one wants to hear about that. People do want to hear about, Nick, is that this is our MLB regular season preview. Excited to get into all this. We're going to get, of course, meat and potatoes are going to be the award predictions. We're doing Rookie of the Year, Manager of the Year, Cy Young, MVPs. Then we're going to get into each division, who we think will win each division. And to wrap up all of that on the award side, we will get, or the award and division side, we will do our World Series predictions, who wins, and how many games, what the matchup is, and how many games you think it will go. So we'll do that. And then we will close it out. We didn't forget. Obviously, we didn't forget. We were looking forward to this, like all of you were. Our round 2 of our March Madness bracket. Best seasons by a Major League Baseball players in the history of the game. Almost someone's that. Well, actually, there's one that really upset me. I'm really upset.
I know.
With the people, it's still, I'm really disappointed in the people, in the baseball fans and the fans of the Shift. We appreciate you voting, but some of these votes were just very bad. So we're going to get to that. And yeah, but Nick, let's open the show finally and get to our lead. So
this is actually wait. Can I before you even get to your lead?
Sure.
And that was a shorter extended Rojas Open right there. I'm just saying, a little shorter. We kept it under 5. That's a record.
That. You're right. Look at us. We're making progress. It's really my fault, so you can just blame me. But Nick, to open up the 2025 season preview, I want out of each of us one thing we're looking forward to this season. One bold prediction. I'm I'm scared to know what you're gonna say with your bold prediction because there's a bold prediction and then there's Earnshaw. Oh, Skeet is gonna win this and that. Oh, Ellie's gonna do this and that. He's gonna, he's gonna have the best season ever by him. He should be in the bracket, even though that doesn't happen yet. And then one storyline not talked about and not being talked about enough right now before 2025. Nick, would you like to start? Let's start with one thing we're looking forward to this season. What is that thing for you?
Yeah, I mean, for me, heading into this season, something I'm looking forward to is, you're going to hate me for doing this, is Paul Skeens in a full season, man. I literally cannot wait to watch this guy pitch every single day. You're going to hear me talk about him a lot during today because I think he's going to be talked about throughout the season. I can't wait to see him pitch every fifth day. I can't wait to see him pitch on opening day. Even though they put out that stupid video that everyone knew he was going to be the opening day starter. But that is neither here nor there. I am very much looking forward to Paul Skeens' pitch every fifth day. So that he is, listen, I've been very, very big on watching those young Orioles play, a lot of those players. Skeens is a guy, it's very cliche, but I can't wait to watch him pitch. I really can't. On the Pirates, in that organization, how much is he going to uplift that organization, right? That's what I'm looking forward to see him pitch every day, every fifth day, to go into a season, full season. That guy has incredible stuff, and we might be seeing, we could see a Paul Skeens name on that March Madness bracket one day, and this could be the year. You never know. Could this be one of those best seasons? I'm just saying. Listen, very predictable of me on this one. There's going to be some unpredictable stuff we got coming throughout the show. But to open the show, I'll be a little predictable. I'm very much looking forward to Paul Skeens' pitch this year, every fifth day for a full season. So that very cliche of me, but I'll take it.
No, it's okay. And I am as well. I think the entire baseball world is for sure. The guy had an unbelievable 23 starts last year for his rookie year. It's insane. I agree with you. I'm really interested to see the bulk of work he gets this year. The nature of the starting pitcher. It's not like guys are going 8-9 innings like they used to, but still, I'm very curious in Skeens' first full year, just like you are, to see how. What numbers he's going to accumulate this year. And I'm curious to see, is he going to be your Cy Young pick? I don't know. I have an inkling that he might be, but I'm not sure. Because you showed me your picks actually before this, and I told you, I was like, I don't want to see. I saw who your American League Rookie of the Year is.
Okay.
I didn't see the other ones. So
full disclosure for the audience, I doing the graphics before the show. So I know Francisco's picks for all the but it's okay. He doesn't know mine. He only knows my L rookie. So.
Yeah. All right. So the rookie of the year, I do know, but I'm going to stick for me, Nick. I'm going to stick with the pitching side of things, and I'm going to go with the guy who has been injury ridden the last 4-ish years of his career. A little bit in the opposite spectrum of their career as far as Skeens being a rookie, this guy being in his mid-30s. But I'm really looking forward to seeing Jacob deGrom potentially. Now, I don't know what they're going to do as far as his workload goes this year. It sounds like they might even load manage him a bit. But I'm just excited to watch Jacob deGrom pitch this year. And if Chris Sale is kind of the model right now with somebody like Sale who was injury ridden for the last, before 2024 was injured for about 6 years. The last one was last full season. Yeah, it was with Boston. I think it was 2018. And then finally last year was able to be, for the most part healthy with the Atlanta Braves and wins his first Cy Young Award. Now, do I think Jacob deGrom is necessarily do that? Maybe not. But if he can, for the most part, have a full season and maybe be the Chris Sale in 2025, I'm not sure what the exact chances are of that happening. But DeGrom, before he was getting hurt, was the best pitcher in baseball, no doubt, not even close. So, and he was extremely fun to watch. Being a Phillies fan, for me, I was still enjoying him watch pitch. I didn't enjoy watching him pitch against the Phillies, but I enjoyed watching him pitch against every single other team because of his stuff was special, and I'm excited to see him potentially come back and be some form of what Jacob deGrom was before the injuries. So watching Jacob deGrom pitch in 2025 is something that I'm really looking forward to this season.
It's funny that you picked him for what you're looking forward to, because I'll transition right over into my bold prediction. I made a Jacob deGrom bold prediction here, Francisco. I'm with you. I am looking forward to watching him pitch, and this is why I have him with my bold prediction. I think he's going to make over 25 starts and have an ERA under 2.50. That's what I think. Yeah. That's how good. I think he's going to have over 25 starts, 2.50 ERA, under that. That's my bold prediction for Jacob deGrom. I think he has a bounce back year, Chris Sale-like year. We've seen a lot of these older pitchers, Max Scherzer, Justin Verlander, have really good years later on in their career, in their late 30s. My bold prediction, deGrom over 25 starts, under 2.50 ERA. That 25, the lucky number this year, all right, for Jacob deGrom in 2025. That is my bold prediction this year. I think deGrom has a massive, massive bounce back year. So I'm glad you brought him up. That was an easy transition for me, Rojas.
Thanks, Earnshaw. That was a good transition by
Fired up, man. It's a season preview. We are opening here.
And the Rangers are interesting this year too, right? Huh?
Yeah, they're interesting. Heck yeah.
They're interesting. We'll talk about the division winners. We'll get to that, but that's it. I like that bold prediction by you. What's Jovan got to say?
Jovan's chiming in.
Marlins will have more losses than the White Sox did.
That is bold. I don't know if they get that far.
I mean,
I could see him at 100.
If Sandy's on the block and he eventually leaves, you might be right.
Yeah.
Who's there?
Thanks, Jovan, for chiming in.
Who's there?
Nobody.
It's Sandy, and it's like, I mean, that's it.
I think
Sandy and
that
Xavier Edwards
show. That one free agency show I did. What did I pick them the most disappointing? I believe. I think that was like what I picked them.
Yeah, you did. But I mean, it's Sandy. That's it. It's Sandy and friends.
I like that bold prediction. I do. Yeah. Close. I don't know if they get to 121, but
it's tough to do. It's tough to do.
I can see that.
But if Sandy does leave and they have nothing by like the deadline, and they might not win a game for the last 2 months of the year. Maybe it's possible. Especially in that division. Like the Nationals, I think will be better. We'll talk about that in a little bit. And then the Mets, they're not going to win the division. Settle down. But that would be crazy. Mets, Braves, and Phillies, they're all playoff teams in my opinion. Who knows? Maybe they don't win. What's the longest streak of a team not winning a game? Oh, wait, was it? No, that was the opposite. The Guardians have the most. Right? The A's did in 2002. Either way, should I give my bold prediction?
I would love to hear it.
Okay, deal. I don't know if I believe you on that. My bold prediction, though, going to the AL Central. We're flying over to Cleveland. We don't need to fly over there. We can probably take a road trip. We could drive. We're going to drive over to Cleveland. We're driving past Pittsburgh. We're saying hi to O'Neill, the better cruise. We take a right, we go upwards, and we go to Cleveland, Ohio. There's Emmanuel Clase, and he says, hey, look at my 0.61 ERA last year. Look at my 47 saves that I had in 2024. And you know what he says this year, Nick? He says, oh, I remember Brad Lidge from 2008. I'll raise you, 43 saves Lidge had without blowing one. I'm going to go Emmanuel Clase has 50-plus saves this year.
Wow.
And does not blow one. ERA under 1. He almost has. I think Eric Gagne owns the most without the most consecutive save streak, 84 between 02 and 03. Could be wrong on that somewhere in there, but I think Emmanuel Clase is going to have 50 plus saves this year and not below 1. That's where I'm at with the regular season. What do you think about that?
I like that. That's a real wow. 50 plus saves. That's a lot. It's hard to do. It's tough. I like that one.
I mean, look, the Cleveland relies on their bullpen. So,
they do.
Last year they relied on their bullpen a lot.
Yeah, and they're going to lean on him a lot this year. Yeah. So 50, it's a big number. It's a big number. He could do it. He could do it. I could see it. It's not insane. It's not.
It's hard. It's hard, but it's not insane.
Hard. Yeah. No, not insane. Yeah. I could see it. All right. Yeah. I'll let you slide with that. I'll let you.
Thank you. I'll slide safely into home plate.
There you go.
But all right. So Nick, I'll give you my storyline not being talked about enough. Then I want to hear yours to end the open. But one not being talked about enough, and I think I'll say this. This isn't one I'm like, oh man, baseball fans are stupid not to be talking about this at the rate they're talking about it because the Dodgers are so good. But look, again, Mariners 116 wins in 2020 or 2001, got to the LCS and lost. Dodgers, they can win as many games as they want and can still lose in the playoffs. No, it's not sexy to say right now after what just happened, the offseason, and they just won the World Series. But one storyline not being talked about enough. Team that was in the World Series 2 years ago and lost to the Texas Rangers had the best offense in terms of runs scored last year in baseball and had a really good offseason the last, 3 to 4 months. Arizona Diamondbacks are not being talked about enough. I think they're a team in this division, I know it's going to be really tough, that can win like 93 to 95 games, secure the first wild card in the National League for sure, and potentially have a real shot to win the World Series this year. And we'll talk about the World Series predictions in just a little bit. But I think the Arizona Diamondbacks, look at their rotation. It's Corbin Burns. It's Zach Gallen. It's Merrill Kelly. It's Eduardo Rodriguez. It's Brandon Pfaadt, who potentially can have a breakout year this year. I think he's a candidate there. And then Jordan Montgomery, I don't know if they're going to do a 6-man rotation this year or what, but he'd be a part of the bullpen. Still have a good bullpen. And look, I think Corbin Carroll is definitely a bounce-back candidate. Out of all the players that could bounce back this year, Corbin Carroll is right there. I still think their offense, now they did lose Christian Walker, but they bring in Josh Naylor. I think it's a solid replacement. I still think they have a top 5 to 10 offense in baseball potentially, as long as Ketel Marte can replicate and still be, one of the more valuable, more valuable offensive bats in baseball. So I think the Diamondbacks aren't being talked about enough. Maybe obviously because of the Dodgers to a certain extent, not to a certain extent because of the Dodgers. But what do you think about that, Nick? And then give me what storyline you don't think is being talked about enough.
Yeah, I think I like the Diamondbacks pick. I mean, I know they took a little bit of a step back from going to a World Series to missing the postseason last year. So I get it. This is a team that still I think is really good heading into this season. I think they made some really key moves that you laid out. And that rotation, I'm very curious to see how that shakes out this season. So I think you're definitely right there. I'm going to take a different approach here. And it's not necessarily one team, but an overarching theme. Okay. This is where I'm at with the storyline that's not being talked about enough. I think Jeff Passan tried to get this talked about a little bit more, but it's still, I don't feel like it really resonated because he wrote a fantastic article about this a couple of weeks ago. And it's that we have 2 major league teams, okay, that are playing in minor league ballparks this year. The Tampa Bay Rays and the Athletics. The Athletics. Not the Oakland Athletics. The Athletics. I think that's just a massive, massive problem for baseball. That 2 of your professional teams are not playing in a major league field. Now, I understand that the Rays, it was the hurricane. That's a little bit of a different situation right there. But the Athletics have no reason but utter mismanagement by Major League Baseball and John Fisher. The fact you have these two teams playing in minor league ballparks, and there was a quote from Rob Manfred that I thought was incredibly frustrating when he called minor league parks intimate and charming. I mean, yes, we all love minor league ballparks, okay? For minor league baseball. For teams like the Savannah Bananas, like we talked about last
The oyster catchers.
But even the Savannah and the Savannah Bananas have outgrew the minor league ballparks, okay?
Yeah.
Like they are filling football stadiums.
Yeah,
like we talked about last
football stadiums, right. Yeah.
This is a problem when you half-ass trying to get a new stadium and don't have a contingency plan for the Rays. I'm very upset. I think this needs to be talked about more because they're much smaller than the ballparks. That major league teams are in. And I think it's something that needs to continue to be talked about because you can't let something like that slide. That's like pure mismanagement to not have a stadium for these teams to play in, especially the Athletics. And you and I have been very frustrated with that whole situation with the Athletics. And then moving to Vegas and that disaster. I think it's something that needs to continue to stay at the top of the headlines for Major League Baseball. And this is a stain on Rob Manfred, a clear stain on Rob Manfred that you have in 1 year, have two of your Major League teams playing in other ballparks that aren't Major League stadiums. So I think that's something, a storyline heading into the season that needs to continue to be talked about. And, I understand the Rays situation, but they've had ballpark issues too. And this could have been figured out before as well. So I think this is a bad look for Major League Baseball, especially when you have the Savannah Bananas doing what they're doing. And like we talked about last.
Great
so
point.
That's a storyline that I'm following and I will continue to follow and we'll continue to talk about on this show. And Passan, I know on ESPN.com wrote a fantastic article about it a couple of weeks ago. So it was great. It's great stuff in there. So I highly suggest checking that out because it lays out what the problem Major League Baseball has right now with those two situations.
I think it's a great one. It's a great point. And it's definitely a problem. I think it would be one thing if it were one, it would be a very short stint, but the fact that it's two, like you said, with being the Rays and the Athletics, not great. Not a good look for baseball. I mean, and the NHL has had the Coyotes, right? Or not Coyotes, the Arizona Hockey Club.
Yeah.
They
go to Utah? Utah Hockey
They went to Utah. I'm sorry. Yeah, see. And then they were playing in, weren't they playing in where were they playing? Like in a college?
They were playing in like a college. Yeah. They were playing at
that wasn't good. That wasn't good.
So,
that was one team. That was one team.
Bad job NHL, and you're seeing something similar happen in Major League Baseball. Can't happen. Can't happen.
Yeah, agreed. All right, meat and potato time. Let's get to it. Show us the graphic. Let's go, Nikki.
Let's go. You already know.
Oh, there it is. That looks good, man. I haven't eaten dinner yet, so I might just have to start the show now. Go eat. We can come back. We can take an intermission.
Yeah, go eat, would you?
Yeah, you can do the rest of the show by yourself. I'll come back and I'll upload this to YouTube. Just kidding. But the meat and potatoes. You know what, Nick? Even though I didn't eat, I'd be remiss if I didn't ask you what you had for dinner. What'd you have?
So tonight I had some leftovers. Had a leftover chicken parm sandwich and French fries. Went out to eat the other day.
I'm hungry.
And it's probably the last day I could have it. Now I'll get your opinion on this.
Sure.
Chicken parm in there 4 days since like late Thursday. So Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday. I think this was the last day. So I was like, why not?
So chicken parm?
Yeah, chicken parm sandwich.
I like that. I've never had it. You know what's funny? I forget what place has it, but somebody has a chicken parm sandwich that I really want to try. And I keep putting it off. So I think I need to try it.
All right. Yeah, I know a place I could take you. I'll take you to a place. I know a place where you get the best chicken parm.
Okay. Sounds like a plan.
And by the way, today is National Cheesesteak Day, if you weren't.
It is?
Yeah, and I do have
my life.
I do have a half a cheesesteak in there, but I couldn't let that chicken parm sit for one more day. So I had to
So
go
you
with
eat
chicken parm.
both.
No, because I'm spreading it out to tomorrow. I will have the cheesesteak tomorrow.
Yeah, but then but it's not National Cheesesteak Day tomorrow.
I know, but I had to make that decision. It was a hard decision. Okay.
Yeah,
I couldn't let that. I couldn't let that. When I saw it was National Cheesesteak Day, it made my decision that much harder. I could only have the chicken parm today. If I would have let it go to waste if I didn't eat it.
You should just you should take off that hat. Just take off that hat because you're not a Philly guy.
You don't even have anything on. Nothing.
Pause. First off, number one, and number two, I don't need to, bro. I don't need to. I'm good. I got the windbreaker on.
Look, we know you're a Diamondbacks fan. We know you're a Diamondbacks fan. We know you're gonna wear the Diamondbacks jersey. That's why you picked the Diamondbacks.
I knew it. Yeah, what am I doing here?
We know. We get. We understand.
I'll settle down.
What are you gonna have tonight, though? What are you gonna eat? What are you gonna?
I don't know yet. I think I'm gonna have a cheesesteak.
There you go.
Does Wawa have cheesesteaks?
I think so. I used to get a cheese
because there's one literally right next to my house.
There you go. I think they do. I wouldn't be shocked. Can someone let us know in the comments?
Jovan, are you still listening? Are you a loyal listener, Jovan? Can you please tell us if Wawa has cheesesteaks?
Somebody. Jeez.
Anybody. Somebody. Yeah, I think they do though. I might have to. We'll see.
All right.
Anyway. All right. So let's start the award predictions segment of the meat and potatoes. Nick, I shall start. We're going Rookie of the Year, American League. Now, this one was, I don't think there's like a clear one for me, at least. Not a clear one. I'm going to fly down because I'm not going to drive there. I'll fly down to Tampa Bay where they are going to be playing in a minor league stadium. But Junior Caminero is going to be my American League Rookie of the Year. I've seen people talking about he's going to have a 30-plus home run year. I don't think he's going to do that. But I think the kid has a lot of power. I've seen a lot of pop out of this kid. I feel good about it. He had a lot of confidence, a lot of swagger. Didn't have like a huge the amount of time that he was up with the Rays last year. It's not like he had it was put up ginormous numbers. He had 6 homers in 43 games, had 105 OPS plus, so I wasn't putting up crazy numbers, but feel like Junior Caminero is ready to win the American League Rookie of the Year there for the Tampa Bay Rays. So American League, I'm going Junior Caminero. What about you, Nick?
Yeah, for the American League, I had to be a little different. I had to go Jason Dominguez. I had to.
Yeah, okay.
Jason Dominguez, listen, been following him for a long time now. We've talked about it on this show. I have I sold his baseball card, his rookie card. I'll find that picture. I'll post that out at some point. I did end up selling it while I was in college. But yeah, I mean, ever since then, I've really been following his card, and I've been following his career. So I think this is the year he stays healthy. He has a big year. They call him the Martian for the reason. He had those comps for a reason. So I think he is a guy that you have to look at, and I think Dominguez is going to have a bounce back year at the Yankees. He's, with Juan Soto leaving, he's going to get more of an opportunity. So I'm going to go Dominguez as my guy to win the AL Rookie of the Year. And looking at some of the odds on this, I wanna look at him. He's plus 400 to win on
okay.
So where we're at.
Okay. I like the pick. National League, Nick, I'm going to give Roki Sasaki. I know. What a surprise. Shocker. But I don't, what's funny? I don't even know if Sasaki's going to have like a ginormous monster year. I mean, it was a little weird in the opener for the second game, right? Second game against the Cubs in Tokyo. He struggled a lot with command, had 5 walks. But stuff's still there. It's still really nasty. But I still like Sasaki to win Rookie of the Year. There's nobody that like super duper stands out to me. Like Dylan Cruz, I'm really interested in watching this year. But I don't know. There's no one that like really stands out to me. Sasaki's like the first one that really comes to mind on somebody that I think can win this award. So I like Sasaki.
Yeah, it's funny. I'm gonna agree with you here. I think Sasaki's gonna win it too. I think he's gonna have a big year. Remember, it's only March. It's still March. Remember, they were playing at 3 a.m. Okay. We can't stand that they start that early, but I'm not gonna kill him after one start. So I think Sasaki's gonna win it. The guy's was dominating overseas, and I think he's gonna dominate. So I'm gonna go Sasaki as well.
Okay. All right. Let's go to Manager of the Year. Prestigious award, even though I think it's kind of a BS award. I told you this before. BS. Little BS. You got to agree a little bit. By the way, Jovan Alford going Cam Smith. Hitting really well in spring training.
Cool. Those odds.
I don't know, man.
We'll see.
I don't know. Cam Smith, you like him? What do you think, Nick? Any thoughts on Cam Smith?
I like him a lot. I think that's a nice pick. It's an underrated pick. I'll go with that. I'll say it's an underrated pick. I mean, look at those. We'll make some money on that. Yeah, that's where you go.
Okay. All right. We'll see, Jovan. Thank you for commenting. You didn't comment on the Wawa cheesesteak thing. It's the only problem. Ask for
someone find out.
Yeah.
Some listener find out.
Some listener or viewer. But Manager of the Year, Nick, what are we doing in American League? Who do you like out of the American League Manager of the Year?
They have no pitching. But guess what? They're going to find a way. They're going to find a way. And he's going to round them up. And he's going to lead this team. I think Brandon Hyde's going to be Manager of the Year. I do. I think the Orioles are going to they're going to stun people this year. And it's going to be because of Brandon Hyde. This is a team destined to finally get over that mountain. I know their pitching staff not great right now. We'll see how it shakes out. But I'm gonna go Brandon Hyde and the Orioles. I think the Orioles have a really, really, really good year. Yankees, everyone's hurt. Take a step back, allows the Orioles to jump back into the limelight. I'm gonna go Brandon Hyde as my AL manager.
Okay. Maybe. I just don't trust their pitching. I'm sorry. I don't trust their bullpen. I don't really
work
trust
magic. He's going to work magic.
Yeah, we'll see. Maybe their bullpen's okay. Maybe I'm wrong. They're starting pitching though. No.
Yeah.
We'll see. Grayson, if Grayson can get back, and we'll see. I mean, Grayson would have been one of my picks for breakout guys, but Grayson's starting the year hurt, so unfortunately, but hopefully he can get back. Okay, so you gave me your American League. I gave you my American League Manager of the Year. Nick, who do you like for National League?
So for National League,
get the heck out of here. It's not Terry Francona.
Scary Terry. Francona.
I knew it.
Will be my National
League MVP, 100 Green Cy Young
Manager of the Year, Terry Francona.
Comeback Player of the Year.
Orioles, Reds.
Yes. World Series.
Yes. No, Phillies. Phillies. World Series. We'll see.
Are you spoiling your World Series?
Maybe.
Uh-oh. Get the heck out of here. You don't even believe that.
Look, they need someone like Terry Francona. Okay,
you're right.
This is a Reds team that should have took a leap last year. Okay, they have a lot of good young players. Ellie leading the charge, as we know. Okay, I think Terry Francona is the right man for the job. Been there, done that. Going to deal with these young players. I think he's the perfect guy for it. Terry Francona is going to elevate the Reds this year in that division.
I like your pick. I do. I'm going to go National League, and I'm going to stick with the Arizona Diamondbacks like I talked about before. I think Torey Lovullo, he's already won the award back in 2017, I think he did. I could be wrong on that. But he's won the award before. And, again, the Diamondbacks are going to put up 93 to 95 wins. Maybe I just average it out and say 94. And Torey Lovullo is going to win this award. They're turning around from missing the playoffs last year. Get back to the playoffs. It's going to be Torey Lovullo.
Shocker by you.
Shocker. Yeah, I predicted your scary Terry pick.
I know you did. I don't know how you did. It's a good, that one's a really good pick. I think that's a really good pick.
We should.
Brandon Hyde might
yeah.
be a little bit of a stretch. Terry Francona, I think, gonna have a year for the Reds.
Okay. Have fun with that. You're a Reds and Orioles fan and Pirates fan and Athletics and there's
I love
one more,
baseball,
I forget.
man. I love baseball.
Right. Yep, that's one of those. Yep, that's one of those.
Not a
answers.
lax guy.
Yeah.
I'm a total lax guy.
Yeah, you're a
Total baseball guy.
That's hey man. Talking lax with Nikki Sticks.
Talking lax with Nikki Sticks. That might be the next show. That might be the next show. We'll see.
The shift goes away, and then here comes Talking Lax with Nikki Sticks. Hey man, I respect it. If you became a lacrosse guy, I know that's. Did you play growing up?
Nope.
Did
You got me.
You got me?
Huh? Yeah, I got
Can
you.
you hear me? Okay.
Yeah.
Did you play lacrosse growing up?
I did not play lacrosse growing up. I did have a buddy who did play. That I would like. He would show me what to do, and in the backyard we'd be throwing back and forth. Tough game, man. Tough game.
It is a tough game. It is a tough game.
It is a tough game.
All right, so let's get off the lacrosse thing. But congratulations, you were doing your thing, reporting for ESPN Plus. That's a big deal.
Yeah,
a lot of people hit me up like, "Yo, Nick Earnshaw, he's a reporter now." I'm like, he might as well be. You know?
Yeah. As I put my reporter hat on, sideline reporting hat on a Saturday at legendary Franklin
too, man.
Field,
You look good.
Thanks, man.
I had a bunch
of he's gonna show up in suits.
I had a bunch of some girls that are my friends. They hit me up and were like, "Hey, who's that guy?"
Sure.
I'm like, "That's Nikki
Sure.
Sticks." You want it?
Nikki Sticks. Not another new nickname. Oh man, not another one.
Let's go.
Back to baseball.
Back to business. Back to baseball.
Back to business.
Nick, I'm gonna. I maybe these are very predictable, but I feel good about these picks for Cy Young. I'm gonna go in American League. You know, and I'll just rapid fire here. I'll do American League and National League, and you give me both yours as well. American League, I'm going back to back. The win stats crap. It's bogus. But for what it's worth, Tarek Skubal is going to. By the way, is it Tariq or is it Tarek?
Tarek.
It is. Okay, because I've heard it said both ways. I'm still not sure. Gonna go.
You got to get it right, man. You got to get it right. I've always heard Tarek Skubal. So
I believe you. I do. I believe you.
Skubal is how I always have said it. So
I'm gonna go Skubal. I think he's gonna win back-to-back pitching triple crowns. Stuff looks nasty already this spring. I think he's going to duplicate it, and I like him to win the American League Cy Young and National League. Maybe part of me is just flustered that Zach Wheeler still hasn't won a Cy Young to this point. He's had two really good years that, in other years can win a Cy Young, but that wasn't the case. Going Zach Wheeler, though, again. Going Zach Wheeler. I think I might have said Wheeler last year as well. I'm going to try and throw a dart at the board again, and I'm going to say Zach Wheeler. Stuff has looked awesome this spring. It had like one bad outing, I think. And last outing recently looked really good. I think he's poised to have another big year again. To me, with Garrett Cole hurt, he is undoubtedly, maybe Burns is close, the best pitcher in baseball. And I know a lot of people are going to be picking Skeens. That's probably who you're going with. I like Zach Wheeler to win the award. Zach Wheeler and Tarek Skubal, my picks.
Listen, I would love to see Zach get it. Gosh, I hope he gets it.
That means you're not picking him. You're gonna go with friggin' Skeens. Go ahead, say it.
I want to pick Wheeler. I think he's gonna have another really good year. There's just one guy that's always it always just feels like his
career.
It always just feels like there's gonna be a guy who will be ahead of him. And that guy pitches in Pittsburgh. This guy.
Bubba Chandler?
I'm looking forward to most. Okay. Paul Skeens is going Cy Young this year. We may have a living legend on our hands, and he's barely been here yet. I can't wait. He's gonna win. He's gonna win the Cy Young. He's gonna win the Cy Young. And I want Zach to win. I do. Okay. The guy, if Chris Sale doesn't have a comeback year of the ages last year, he would have been the Cy Young. He's gonna have a really good year. He's gonna be right there again. Skeen's gonna edge him out. I'm telling you, it's just gonna happen. Just how it is. Sorry, Zach. Go win a World Series ring. That's the more important one. Go win a World Series MVP. Okay, that is what I want, Zach. Okay, I'm going Paul Skeens for my National League pick for Cy Young. And I'm with you. Scooble's gonna win in the AL too, but I do agree with you there. I wish I could be both, have the same pick as both of you on both your picks. But my guy Paul, there's a guy named Paul. My name is Paul, as they say.
Hi, I'm Paul.
Yeah. Yep, that guy's it's on his way. Gosh, if he was across the state,
I can't even really necessarily my pick is Wheeler. I'm not gonna say you're in roast for. I mean, it's a good pick. I mean,
the favorite.
Yeah,
it's the favorite.
I get it. Skeens is he's different. He's
22 years of age. 22 years of age. Going to be 23.
It'd be quite a start to his career if he really did win it this year.
Yeah, it would. It would.
Yep.
I mean, 11-3 last year, $1.96 ERA. Woo! Beautiful.
Yeah, a couple of those stats didn't even matter, but I'll take the ERA part. Good job. Okay, MVP, Nick. Give me your American League MVP. Who do you like?
This is a guy who was in the running last year. There was just an unbelievable year by Arson Judge. He's also referred to Bobby Witt Jr.
Yeah.
I think he is going to have another massive year. He is here. He is him. Kansas City. Yeah, they have an absolute superstar. And I feel like Bobby Witt's just still very underrated nationally, for the most part. People are aware of Bobby Witt, but that casual fan, I think that's where he starts to enter in that conversation. This guy's ridiculously good. And I think Major League Baseball needs to do a better job of promoting him at some point. They've done a better job. Gunnar Henderson, Skeens, obviously, Ellie De La Cruz, but Bobby Witt Jr. I mean, this is a guy who is one of the best players in baseball, and I think he's going to win the MVP in the American League. No doubt about it in my mind. I think he's going to have another massive year, barring any injuries. It's going to be Witt in the American League. Now, I'm going to move over to the National League real quick before I send it over to you for your picks, okay? This is a guy who's always in the mix. He's won it before. I think Bryce Harper is going to win the MVP this year. I think Bryce Harper is going to have a massive year offensively. I don't know what it says about the rest of the Phillies and the rest of the roster, but I think Bryce Harper will win the MVP this year. I think he's getting into his 30s now. He's making TikToks. They've been in the playoffs the past couple of years. It's a redemption year for the Phillies. The Phillies need a big year, especially out of their guy. They brought in 2019, his 7th year as a Philadelphia Philly. I think Bryce Harper is going to hit 30-plus home runs. He's going to hit over 300 this year. And he is going to rake. And he's going to be right there with Ohtani all year. But I think he will edge him out. Remember, he was in the race up until a certain point last year in the beginning of the season, and then kind of fell off a little bit because he went in that slump. I think he doesn't go through that slump this year. I think it stays all the way through. I think he's in the running. They can't give it to Ohtani every year. So I'm going to go Bryce Harper.
Okay. So you did American League and National League, right?
Yep.
Correct. Okay. So American League, you make a really good case for Bobby Witt. It is hard to go against Bobby Witt. But I'm going to go somebody that's in a contract year. I'm going to go to somebody that had probably the second best year of his career last year. And back in 2021, probably wins the MVP in a lot of other years if it wasn't for Shohei Ohtani. Someone that, wanted more money than the Blue Jays wanted to give him. I think Vladdy Jr. is going to win it. I think the Blue Jays are going to make the playoffs. I think Vladdy Jr. is going to win the American League MVP award. Again, if Bobby Witt has the year like he did last year, probably hard for Vladdy or anyone else to win that award. I mean, Judge had to have a big year in order for Witt not to win it. So again, love your whip pick, but I don't know. Vladdy feels like the type of guy in a contract year that he's going to have his best year of his career. And I think it'll be very similar, if not better, to where it was in 2021. So Vladdy, my American League pick. National League, man, that NL Central is weird because you bring up the Reds, and the Reds are somebody who can make a leap. We'll talk about who's going to win the division in just a second. But I do like the Cubs to make the playoffs in the wild card division. Who knows? Okay. Kyle Tucker is in a contract year. Am I right? Right? He is in a contract year. Right?
Yes.
Yes. Kyle Tucker's going to MVP. I think he's somebody that if he's healthy, he's one. I think he's one of the best all around players in baseball. Can play the outfield. Plays a great glove in the outfield. Can steal bases. Almost had a 30-30 season a couple of years ago. Can get you 30 homers. The power, the contact on base, all of that is there for Kyle Tucker. I think he can, if he stays healthy. He is 28 years old, right in the midst of the prime of his career, in a contract year with the Cubs. The Cubs need him to have a big year in order for them to make the playoffs. I think Kyle Tucker, somewhere between 30 to 35 home runs, 30 to 35 stolen bases, big year, defensively as well, rounds out to like a 7 to 8 WAR type of year. I think Kyle Tucker wins MVP. I think the Cubs made the playoffs. So I like Vladdy. I like Tucker. You like my picks?
They're your picks. There they are.
There we go.
Back up again.
There it is. Which side do you like better, people? You like the Rojas side that's on the left, or you like the Nicky Sticks side on the right? Which one do you like?
I mean, the right just looks correct. It just looks correct.
No, it doesn't. I mean, it's funny. I'm looking at your side, and genuinely, like, there's some good ones. I think your manager of the year one has a chance to really fall flat on its face. I'm being real. I think if we're be honest, and be honest with me, look me in my face right now. Put me on the screen, or put us on the screen. Look at my face right now. And which side do you think has more of a chance of happening? My American League. You put it back up right after this. Yeah, there you go. American League Rookie Manager of the Years or National League Manager of the Years. Which one has a better chance of actually happening?
I think the right side.
Okay. We can move on to the next.
Because
prediction. Go ahead.
I mean, I don't know how you can give Alex Cora Manager of the Year. I'm just saying.
I think the Red Sox are the favorite for that division now. You don't think so? We'll talk about it. Well, no, because you have the freaking Orioles. So whatever. So I guess you don't believe that, even though the Red Sox. Man, they might fire Brandon Hyde after this year.
That's why I think he's gonna have a big year.
Here we go. Okay. You're high on Brandon Hyde.
Believing in Brandon. All right.
Believing in Brandon, whatever. Let's get to the division predictions, Nick. I guess we'll just go by division. We won't go too long on this, but let's start AL East, Nick. I'm going Red Sox, and I think a big part of the Red Sox had a very good offseason, and a big part of this, I would have said the Yankees if the Yankees didn't have the Cole and heel injuries and Stanton and LeMahieu and all that. Going to go Red Sox, and also with the Orioles seemingly on the downward slope right now somehow. Don't believe in the Orioles. Rays are weird. But Blue Jays, though, are interesting. I think they're a wild card team, though. I'm going Red Sox. Who do you like in the American League East?
Clearly, I'm going with the Baltimore Orioles. I know if you look at some of the books, Red Sox are over the Orioles, especially on FanDuel, plus 260. Baltimore is plus 300 right now. Yankees are still favored to win that division, but I think Baltimore has a bounce back year. I know the pitching's rough. I think they'll make a move at some point for another pitcher, but I think Baltimore, those young guns, no pun intended, Gunnar Henderson being there, I think they really elevate themselves offensively where they can overcome their starting rotation.
Fine. Who do you like for the AL Central?
All right, for me, the Central. This one's tough, but
It's tough.
the Twins.
The Twins.
Twins are gonna. No, I didn't pick the Twins. I'm just saying.
Okay. I was gonna say.
I'm not picking the Twins.
Twins are weird.
I'm picking the Detroit Tigers to win. I mean, this is a team came out of nowhere last year to make a run in the postseason. I think Detroit going to win this division this year. The Guardians are really good too. Kansas City's there. I mean, this is gonna be so fun. This is gonna be so fun to watch. Bobby Witt. I think Kansas City gets in as a wild card team. Twins. I know everyone's high on them. The books are high on them. But I think Detroit, Scooble leading the way. They got a lot of young players over there. They found a way to make a run last season. This team believes now. They've been there, done that. I think they win the division. Kansas City gets in as a wild card. And then Guardians are there too. They're still a good team. It's that division's honestly a pick 'em, but I'll go with the Tigers because I'm riding off the wave from last year.
Yeah, I'm gonna go. I just can't bet against them, man. Like I don't think the Royals are ready yet as far as to win the division. I think
they're
the Tigers,
right there.
I don't think the Tigers take a step back, but I think they're like a mid-80s win team. They maybe get back to the playoffs. They got not saying they got super duper lucky last year. I don't think that by any means, but I don't see them necessarily like winning 90 plus games and making the playoffs and winning the division. I don't think the Tigers are there yet. So I don't necessarily believe in the Tigers and Royals yet. I think the Royals they have the potential. I think they'll make it close, but I can't go against the Guardians. I know. I know the Guardians don't necessarily have like a huge high-powered offense, but they didn't need it last year. 192 games in that bad division, and they still not bad division. There's 3 teams that made the playoffs in that division, but I like the Guardians, man. I like the Guardians. I'm sorry. They're going to figure it out with their pitching. Their bullpen led by 50 saves. Emmanuel Clase are going to win that division. I like the Guardians.
All right. That's a pick 'em. That's a pick 'em division for sure.
AL West, who you like?
This one's tough too. This one's I've been going back and forth on this one. I don't think the Astros are done yet. I don't think they're done yet.
They are either.
Don't think they're done yet. I'm gonna go with the Houston Astros to win in the West. It's gonna be close. Texas is right there. I know like Astros aren't the Astros of old, and people want to give up on them. I'm not going to give up on them just yet. I think they're still a really good team. I think this is gonna be close. They've been there. They've done that. They have guys that have been there. Yordan Alvarez is an MVP candidate. He should be in that conversation too. You have to keep him in that conversation. I'm gonna for my season prediction heading into opening day, I'm gonna go out. I'm gonna say it, I'm gonna stick with it. But those other teams right there, man, Texas is
Texas is interesting. There. Texas is really interesting.
Seattle's very interesting too.
Oh yeah.
I could go athletic. I mean, do you want to go with the Athletics? I mean, they don't.
Well, I don't understand the Athletics. So I'll just give my pick real quick. I'm going to Astros as well. I don't understand. Like, I think they're kind of underrated a little bit, but I don't understand the Athletics discourse. Like, I don't understand like this. Some people are picking them to win the division, huh?
I don't know. They're weird. It's weird.
But they gave Rooker an extension. They're actually spending money this year a little bit. Yeah. I don't think that means they're going to win the division
over.
Like I saw
Astros, the Rangers,
Lance, the guy that works for
Mariners,
I believe. What's his name? He's a really good guy. I really like his stuff. Lance Brozdowski, like he did his bold predictions for 2025, and he talked about how 2 minor league stadiums are going to be hosting playoff games this year. I'm like, all right, let's settle down. The A's aren't going to be hosting a playoff game this year. Now, freezing cold takes could put this. We can put this on freezing cold takes, and if they want to use this when that does happen, apparently, I don't think it will though. I don't see the Athletics like there's no one. Okay, yeah, Mason Miller, the back end of that bullpen. Their starting pitching isn't okay. Like they're fine. They're okay. I like Lawrence Butler. I like that they gave him an extension. I really like Brent Rooker. I like some of their guys. There, Shea Langoliers like has some power. I like them, but I don't like love them enough to make the playoffs. I think the A's could win like 81 games. Congratulations, okay, 500. Good.
That could have been your bold prediction.
They win 81 games.
Yeah.
NL East, Nick. I'm going Phillies. Who do you like in the NL East?
I'm going with the Atlanta Braves.
Okay, I'm not going to hear him, dude. That's okay. Why though? I'm curious why.
I think the Braves are gonna have a bounce back year. They're gonna stay relatively healthy. Have Acuna back. I think their pitching's a little worrisome, like kind of like the Mets.
That's my thing.
But I think offensively they'll be okay. I'm gonna go. They're always a regular season team. They'll always put up big numbers in the regular season. They'll get close to like 100 wins. I think the Phillies won't miss it by much, and preferably I want the Phillies to get a wild card spot anyway. So I'm gonna go. I'll go Braves to win the division, not by much.
Okay. So my thing is, I just like the Phillies rotation over the Braves. I think that's the typical.
I do
point
too, but they have to stay healthy too. I mean, Rangers already hurt. Luzardo has to show that he could stay healthy too. So that worries me a little bit. So with the health
Braves
that
know all about health last year.
Yep. So I think the Braves have a bounce back year and win the division because they're a powerhouse offensively too. So I think getting their guys back, still a really good team over there. So I'm not going to count it. I know they lost some pitching, but I think they'll still be fine.
Okay. All right. NL Central, Nick. I'm gonna go.
Wait, yeah, you picked the Phillies. Yeah, you picked the Phillies, right?
Yeah, I picked Phillies. I think they're going like 93 games, and I think they'll win the division.
Wow.
I'm gonna go NL Central. Man, it's funny. Like, I kind of wanted to pick the Cubs for the sake of my Kyle Tucker narrative, but they're just always there. They're like the Guardians, man. Like the Brewers. I can't go against the Brewers. I still think their starting staff, headed by Freddie Peralta, they brought in Nestor Cortez this year while they traded Devin Williams. I still like their bullpen enough. I like their rotation enough. And I think their offense is a little underrated. So I like the Brewers. Okay. I just do. I think it's going to be a close race between them, the Cubs, and maybe I know who you're going to go with. The Cincinnati Reds turn some heads this year. I don't think the Pirates really do much. Paul Skeens will, make you interested in watching him, but not the actual Pirates. But I'm going the Brewers. Who do you like?
Yeah, I mean, you saw who my pick was to win Manager of the Year, and I think the Reds make a little bit of a leap, led by Elly De La Cruz. Listen, I think the Brewers lost too much. They traded Devin Williams. I don't think Nestor Cortez is enough. I think they're going to take a little bit of a step back this year. I'm just not totally sold on them. But I think the Reds, man, they have a lot of good players, and it's time for them to make a leap, right? Like, it's time for the Reds to finally make that leap into the season. You have a new manager in Terry Francona. The guy's been there, done that. Brady Singer, they've added this offseason. I really like, the guys they added, and Gavin Lux, Jose Trevino. You have Hunter Green too. So listen, this is the year for the Reds to make a jump. Now, if it's not the division, maybe it's the wild card, but this should be a team that's ready for a run in the postseason and at least get there and taste it a little bit. So I'm going to go with the Reds. Remember last year that we counted Milwaukee totally out, after losing Corbin Burns, right? I think they've lost too much now where it's like they're going to really step back, and this is going to be a time for like a team like the Reds to elevate and turn some heads this year finally, especially with Terry Francona and their manager.
Okay.
That was you can't lie. That was a reasonable. That wasn't me over the top of the Elly fandom. They're reasonable.
By the way, you mentioned Hunter Green like he's not like could win the Cy Young this year. I think Hunter Green.
I understand.
Yeah, you're like, and Hunter Green. Like, no, it's honestly it's Hunter Green and friends, man. Like Hunter Green's the best player on the Reds right now.
Okay.
He is. Is he not?
I would think different. I think they
Who will
top.
have the bigger year, Hunter Green or Ellie De La Cruz?
Ellie De La Cruz. Come on, Ellie's gonna.
You're
be
just smiling. You're like, oh, look at me. I love
Ellie's
Ellie.
gonna be.
Yeah.
I love it. I smile every time I think.
Hunter Green had a breakout year, man.
He did. He had a great year.
He finally did. But look,
he did.
Give him some credit.
I have credit.
The floor is yours.
We know who's gonna lead the team. It's gonna be Ellie De La Cruz. You kidding me? That guy cooked.
Yeah, I think Ellie will too. All right. NL West, just say it. Dodgers.
No, I'm just kidding. Dodgers.
Yeah, they win like 104 games. How about that?
Yeah, I'll go 106 for you. How about that?
Okay, Nick. World Series predictions. I need to know from you. I'm gonna go first here. I need to know who the matchup is going to be and how many games it is going to go. And I will go first. Right. I'm going a rematch of the 2017 World Series. NL is going to be the Dodgers. American League is wide open. There's not a slam dunk pick, Nick. But the Houston Astros are.
Wow.
Again, if there was a team that I'm looking at, like, I don't know, like if there was a team I really felt good about, maybe the Yankees would be my pick if they were healthy. But there's not that slam dunk pick. I look at a team like the Houston Astros. The rotation is still really good, man. Between Valdez, Hunter Brown, Ronel Blanco, Spencer Arrighetti, who I saw Eno Saris pick as a potential breakout guy for the Astros this year, potentially could be somebody. Their bullpen's still really good between Hader, Abreu, Taylor Scott. Like their bullpen and their offense. I mean, offense is still really good. Altuve, Paredes, that's how you say his name, right? Right. Yordan Alvarez, if he stays healthy, is one of the best hitters in baseball. They added Christian Walker, and it's good for the middle of that lineup. Yainer Diaz, as long as he can be consistent. Jeremy Pena, they need him to be consistent. But, like, I don't know. I feels like the Astros aren't done yet, like you mentioned earlier. This doesn't mean they're winning the World Series. It just means that the American League isn't very super formidable to me. And I think that the Astros, with the way the field is, we'll see how it shakes out. There's always surprises. But the Astros will get to the World Series, and they will lose to the Los Angeles Dodgers in a nice gentleman's sweep, just like it was last year. Dodgers beating the Houston Astros in 5 games this season. What about you?
I love your pick. I'm very similar. However, I'm going to go with division rival. I'm going to go with the Texas Rangers heading to the World Series. I think they make a run as a wild card team this year. They get hot at the right time. DeGrom, like I said, going to have a big year in my estimation. I think they're going to be a good enough team to get there again, get back there. Remember, they just won it a couple years ago. I think they don't win the division, but they'll get into the playoffs fairly easily. I'm going to go Rangers-Dodgers, and I'm going to go Dodgers in 6 this year. So that'll be mine. Yeah, very similar. I think the Dodgers are just such a powerhouse. I mean, it's ridiculous. I mean, the pitching got even better, and all their pitching got hurt last year, and they still were that good. They have Shohei Ohtani. I mean, Mookie Betts. Do you want me to go down the list? Because
by the way, I hope Mookie gets better. He's got an illness right now. He's lost like 15 pounds the last couple weeks.
Yeah. So I think it'll be Dodgers, Texas. Dodgers win in 6.
Okay. All right. Interesting. Rangers have a bounce back year. We will see. All right. Shall we? So that is pretty much our season preview. We'd love to know all of your picks. You can let us know on social media. We are the Shift_Media on X, on Instagram as well, and TikTok. I think our TikTok handle's different.
Extra underscore. Extra. It's
the extra. Yes, that one. So thank you, sir. I appreciate it. Thank you, Nikki Sticks. Yeah, you gonna change your Twitter name to that? Nikki Sticks.
No, I will not be changing
with like lacrosse emojis.
I will not be changing it.
All right. Let's do the bracket. So if you didn't catch it last week, Nick came up with the idea. Let's do like a March Madness bracket.
Yeah.
So last week we did our March Madness bracket
Yep,
of
sure
the
did.
best seasons by an MLB player in the history of the game. So the 1 versus the 8 was 1927 Babe Ruth versus, or 1 versus 8, the 1 versus the 4, right? Sorry, I'm thinking 1. I'm sorry, I'm thinking playoff. 1 versus the 4 was 1927 Babe Ruth versus 2016 Mike Trout. The other 1 versus the 1, let's go 2, 3 was 99 Pedro versus the 3 was 1963 Sandy Koufax. The other 1 versus 4 matchup was 01 Bonds versus 04 Shohei Ohtani. I mean, 24 Shohei Ohtani. And then 2 to 3 was 2002 Randy Johnson versus 2011 Justin Verlander. Nick, do we have the results?
Yes.
Okay.
Ready?
Show us.
Oh.
All right. So, look.
I know you're mad.
Look, correct answers I thought were Pedro, Bonds, and Randy Johnson. Actually, no. Did I pick Verlander? I think I picked Verlander.
But you picked Verlander, yeah. Come on, man.
Well, yeah. It's okay. Yeah, it's fine. I'm okay with that loss. Okay, but what I do have a problem with, Babe Ruth in 1927 is better than Mike Trout in 2016. Okay. It's the fact. There's a reason why it's a 1 versus the 4. Okay. He hit 60 home runs that year. He had a WAR almost at 13. That's one of the best seasons of all time. No, I know. Mike Trout. Maybe this is recency bias. 9-year recency bias. Okay. I get it. I don't get it, but he almost had a 1,300 OPS that year. His OPS plus was 225. His slugging percentage was 772. Shall I go back and read Mike Trout's numbers from 2016 real quick? I shall.
Go ahead.
Okay. He had a 10.4 WAR that year. Great year. Okay. Walked 116 times, led the majors. His OPS was almost 400 points below Babe Ruth's. His OPS, like I said, was that much lower. He had 31 less home runs than Babe Ruth. Babe Ruth embarrassingly somehow loses in the first round. This might be a bigger upset. What are some of the big upsets?
This is like Purdue losing the other year.
Yeah,
right?
like this is bad. Like some are asking, like, should we even ever do this again? Like some are saying, Nick Earnshaw, just go do the Lax podcast because this is just embarrassing. Nick, what are your thoughts on this?
Yeah, I was stunned. I mean, it was 52% Mike Trout, 48% Babe Ruth.
Yeah, this is.
Really I mean, it was very close. I don't think it should have been. Yeah, I mean, I picked Babe Ruth. I don't know how you don't take Babe Ruth here. I love Mike Trout. I would have taken Babe Ruth probably 99 out of 100 times here. Crazy to me. You laid out the case for me. Yeah, I mean, the Babe Ruth's 1927 season is one of the all-time seasons ever, and that's why it was the 1 seed.
It's famous for a reason. Like Trout's 2012 might have even been better. I don't know, but that's not the point here, though. The point is that
Babe Ruth. Come on.
Yeah, it's 927. So I don't know. I mean, should we even continue? Yeah, I'm just kidding. We're gonna continue.
Yeah.
So I think this is a job for all the people out there. Obviously, this is our next round. It's going to be 2016 Mike Trout versus 99 Pedro Martinez. And then we got 2001 Barry Bonds versus 2002 Randy Johnson.
Yeah.
I mean, I think Bonds, Johnson, and Pedro right now are all coming with the vengeance. So, like, wow. Pedro was definitely thinking, hey, I'm facing the Babe next round. He definitely was.
Yep.
I
think it's going to be Bonds and Pedro. It should be Bonds and Pedro in the championship.
Yeah, I agree. I think that when thinking about the great upsets of all time, it's going to be like U.S. versus or over Russia in the 1980 Olympics.
Miracle.
And then they're going to be saying, "Oh, 2016 Trout versus over 1927 Babe Ruth."
Does Trout make a run? Does Trout make a run here?
Yeah, I honestly, if Trout does win, I think we should just shut down the because like, I didn't have an idea of we should do more brackets like this going forward, even when it's not March.
But
maybe we will. But this
our listeners,
this is listeners and viewers of the show. If Mike, it's all up to you. If Mike Trout wins this bracket, we are never ever doing a bracket ever again. If he loses, if it's not him, he can get to the championship and lose.
Yeah.
As long as he loses, we will continue these brackets. So it's all up to you. Do you agree with that, Nick Earnshaw?
I'm with you. I mean, I listen, I love Mike. Love Mike Trout.
Yeah, he's a local guy for us.
27, Babe? The Babe?
Yeah, come on.
Wow. That's crazy. I'll put it up one more time before we get out of
here. Yeah, let's look at okay. So these are your choices. We're gonna put it up on Twitter @/X. I'll do
Trout,
that
Pedro.
right after the show. Trout versus Pedro, and then Bonds versus Randy. Who wins? So stay tuned. We will have the results.
I think Bonds runs away with it against Randy. I think
Bonds wins probably the whole tournament, but we don't know though because 27 Ruth lost.
I know. What do we know? What do we know?
Yeah.
Not up to us. Not up to us. So
this is some insane stuff. I'm just trying.
And you can go to the Twitter account. On Twitter, we're there. You'll see it. All the results are right there. So I mean, crazy. I go over them. I'll go through them real quick before we leave. But yeah, I'm still stunned at the Babe Ruth one. So Randy Johnson, 74% to 26% for Justin Verlander. That was the win there. Barry Bonds, Shohei Ohtani was kind of close. 61% for Barry Bonds, 39% for Ohtani.
That was recency bias.
Yeah. Pedro Martinez, 59% over Sandy Koufax, 41% of the vote. And then Mike Trout, 52 to 48.
I mean, listen, man, I'm thinking of more upsets as we're talking here. Like I'm thinking, I don't know if you remember, I don't think you were born yet. 2007. There was 07 or 08. I forget which year it was. The Mavericks lost to the Warriors in the first round of the playoffs. That was a 1-8 seed, and you don't ever see that in the NBA. It never happens, and they lost. It's right up there, man. It's the great upsets of all time.
It is. It's one of the great ones. And we'll be talking about this one on this show for eternity.
This is the one.
This is gonna be right every year. Every year we're gonna do a bracket around this time, and we'll just remember when Babe Ruth lost to Trout the first year. I mean, guys and gals, come on.
Look, I will say this: I appreciate the people who voted for the bit because it's a good bit, but I will be really upset if Trout really wins though, because that means it's an end to the potential. Segment of the brackets. Like this is right up there with the all-time franchises, the blind rankings, all of these shift staples. Like this is a real chance at the end of an era with just one bracket. I wanted more brackets. I don't want to just stop at one.
Yeah, no, we can't stop at one. We got to do more of them.
I don't know. We might only have to do one though. This is gonna be.
Well, I didn't know you were gonna do that just now.
I know, but like that's how things go sometimes, man.
The way you can vote is on our Twitter page, on the show's Twitter page, the shift_media on X. They will be posted in just a couple of minutes. You can go vote. Francisco and I will retweet them as well, put them on Instagram, etc. So make sure to go vote for next week. We will have another update as March Madness continues. So yeah, it's fun. 2016 Mike Trout, what an upset. What an upset.
I think this has been the longest shift episode ever, which is not a bad thing.
No.
But I'm a little hungry. The meat and potatoes segment was about 45 minutes ago, and I'm starving. I haven't had dinner yet. It's 9:15 at night right now. So Nick, you cool? You cool with us being done? Are we okay?
Yeah, and it's funny. You did actually shorten the intro today. The Rojas lead.
That's pretty incredible. It's pretty.
Yeah, a lot to get to. There's a lot to talk about.
Yeah, there was a lot of
the real opening day. The real opening day.
Right. Exactly. So, Nick, all right. Episode 82 of The Shift. I'm hungry. Nick's not. I might have a chicken parm sandwich. I might go to Wawa, get a cheesesteak if they really have some. I don't know if they do because none of you told me if they did or not. I might have to go find out myself. I'm gonna be mad if they don't, just like the Trout and Babe thing. Vote against Trout. I want to do the segment. All right. Thank you. That has been us, episode 82. We're out.